Good morning, Writing 394. This is Professor Anderson with a look ahead to week 4, which is actually midway through our course. It's hard to believe, I understand. So this is in week 4, and by the end of this week, on next Sunday, you will have to upload the final copy for writing assignment number 2. I've had several emails asking about some of the discrepancy between when assignments are due and where the folders are located. So I'm going to redirect you one more time to the assignments file. This is where your due dates for each of the topics is. You'll see the date inside or next to the folder. So the synthesis of literature review, the final topic, or the final copy, is due this June 30th, that's next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, by 11:30 p.m. The contents from this week discuss writing assignment number 3. And so if you if you go back underneath of the course home and you look at our announcements, and you'll find the announcement called The Big Picture. I relate how each one of the 4 papers that we write constitute a different component of the final research-based report. And writing assignment number 3, the memo, focuses on learning how and where to apply primary research. Now, writing assignment number 2, that's the one you're working on now. You've just submitted yesterday your rough draft. You're working through your final copy. That is collecting what we call secondary research, somebody else's research. It's not research that you've conducted. And you've organized and worked through that research and created several themes and then delivered detailed conversation on each of those themes using APA in-text citation to note who shared which ideas. So writing assignment number 2 is your secondary research. In writing assignment number 3, you're going to determine who the decision maker is. So for example, if you were to have a topic of determining whether changing the type of seating, maybe moving to standing desks in your office, who would be the person responsible for making that decision? Writing assignment number 3 targets 3 separate areas. The first, determining who the decision maker is. And very often that's difficult to decide or determine which body of or individual or bodies of individuals might be those in charge of making the decision. So that's the first component of it. The second component of it is, after understanding and analyzing your secondary research, that information that you gathered for writing assignment number 2, your memo is to ask that individual or group of people who are the decision makers permission to continue or do primary research or research that you will construct. Perhaps it's a questionnaire. Perhaps it's an evaluation. Perhaps it's a visual look of the office area. There are multiple types of primary research phases and stages that you could conduct. So you need to determine, given your research-based report topic, what type of primary research will be best for you to conduct in order to fill out and fully fledge out your research-based report topic. So you're going to identify the decision maker and then identify the type of primary research that you will conduct or you'll need to conduct, and you will ask the decision makers for permission to do that, because the reality of that third level, that third element that's tied into this week 4 is the legality of business writing. And you'll read several really great articles on the purpose and function of, or the legal ramifications of any and all writing that you do inside of your business office. So the bottom line is, when you're writing on company time, any topic, it's not your property. You are writing on behalf of the company. However, because you were the one generating it, you are responsible. So there's this very tricky line you dance between culpability and ownership. So this week delves into an understanding of the legal ramifications of business writing and where ownership lies and where responsibility for for the writing lies. So that is this week. This is week 4. Week 4, you're going to take a look at some reading strategies on different types of writing within a research-based report. You're going to take a look at some APA citation sources. This is the tutorial. At the end of week 5, you will do the this week 4 is when you take your APA quiz, and you'll have a tutorial. I highly recommend watching the tutorial, taking the tutorial, because it's great prep for this. Now you'll notice in week 4, this is the folder within the week, the content week, where you'll find writing assignment number 3. That's not due for 2 more weeks. It's just, this is where the information is housed as we progress through the course. So I hope that helps you get a better feel for what's on tap for week 4. Week 4 is finish your writing assignment number 2, the final draft. So you've submitted your rough draft. You're writing your final draft. Week number 4 is also 2 separate discussion questions, and the discussion questions focus on, excuse me, let me get down here, understanding and dissecting a sample paper of a final report, and then discussing the components of the research-based report, because by this time we should be well on our way with respect to our topic and moving forward to the planning of our writing. And then also your final, like I shared, your final report for writing assignment number 2. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a heads up on what to expect in week 4, and I look forward to working with you through this week.